Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are creating a quick universal makeup look that works perfectly for both daytime and evening. First I start with a galactomy toner. It's more about skincare stuff, but I use it both in the morning and evening. Next I apply a centella essence to help minimize pore. I usually use it right after cleansing, especially after exfoliating or before makeup. I gently massage into the skin using light lifting motions. This also gives my face a quick massage. After that, I apply a barrier essence with black rice and probiotics. I truly love this product. It reminds me of kombucha or a Fenty Skin Fat water, and it's so hydrating. This step is essential for me, especially during winter. For eye area, I apply a lightweight eye cream, gently tapping on the skin, and I give a few minutes to fully absorb before moving on. And we can start makeup. I will start with a Charlotte Tilbury filter. I apply it using a brush instead of the applicator that comes with the product. I focus mainly on the height point of the face, the cheekbones, rather than applying it over, because too much glow can look heavy. I also apply a small amount on the eyelids, lips, the top of the nose, and slightly near the inner corner of the eyes. For foundation, I'm using a BB cream from Purito, perfect for everyday wear. I apply it onto the brush first, then distribute it across the face. I blend using gentle tapping motions, starting from the center of the face and working outward. Around the nose, I use small circular motions to make sure everything blends smoothly, especially near the smile lines and under the nose. I softly blend the remaining product along the jawline and slightly down the neck, and then up to toward the hairline on the forehead. Any leftovers products go slightly under the eyes and over the chin to keep everything even. At this point, the base already looks very natural and fresh. Next, I take a Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, but I use it as a bronzer since the shade is a bit deeper for me, shade medium. I apply it to the cheekbones, temples, and slightly onto the eyelids. All my blending motions go upward. This helps create a lifted effect, which instantly refresh and softens the face. I like this sculpting sticks from Kiko. For an everyday balanced look like this, I choose the lighter shade. I apply it to the brush first, then gently build it up on the cheekbones. I take my time and layer slowly. It's always better to add product gradually than apply too much on face. I use the remaining product on the nose and slightly on the eyelids. This creates a subtle eye contour without needing extra eyeshadow. I'm also lightly contour the sides of the nose to lift the tip, add warmth to the sides of the forehead, and softly define the lips and chin with leftover products. I always check that everything is blended evenly and looks natural. Next comes blush, one of my favorite steps. These are more complimentary blushes I own, and every time I wear them, I get so many compliments. The shade is Happy. I apply it using the same brush to the cheeks, nose, and eyelids. This instantly makes the makeup look fresher and more harmonious. Any remaining product goes slightly onto the lips, chin, and forehead to keep the look more cohesive. I blend using circular motions from the center outward to create a soft, seamless transition. With practice, this process becomes very quick and effortless. Only after that do I apply concealer. I place it on the inner and outer corner of the eyes, around the cheekbone area, sides of the nose, chin, and forehead. Using the same brush from earlier, I gently tap the product into the skin, never dragging it. I softly blend downward so there's no heavy buildup. I make sure the areas around the nose and mouth look clean and smooth, and finish blending the forehead starting from the same areas I began with. At this point, the makeup already looks very polished. For brows, I use the Got2b brow gel. I absolutely love it. It holds all day, lasts forever, and gives amazing fixation. First, I brush the brows downward to coat every hair evenly, making sure there is not too much product on the brush. Then I brush them upward and gently shape them. I don't draw my brows, this keeps the look soft and natural. Moving on to the eyes. I use a brown pencil because it's very creamy and easy to work with. I create a small, subtle wing and gently extend it outward. Nothing too dramatic. Then I take a small blending brush and softly smoosh the liner to create a diffused, smoky effect, but a little bit. This keeps the eyes defined but light. For everyday makeup, I always recommended brown tones and save black liner for special occasions. I add a little more pencil on top to define the line slightly while keeping the softness. Finally, I curl my lashes using a Shiseido eyelash curler. I will use Laura Mercier setting powder. I also lightly set on my eyelids with it to lock the pencil in place. I press the powder into the skin using gentle stamping motions and let it sit for a moment. While the powder is setting, I apply Essence mascara in brown. I truly love this mascara, it's really good and I use it every single day. If I accidentally smudge anything, I don't touch it right away. I let it dry completely. I apply the mascara in 2 coats. Once that's done, I go back in with the powder using soft swiping motions across the face. Then I take a simple cotton swab and gently clean up any mascara marks. I always check the eyelid area as well because mascara tends to transfer there. This step is very important. If mascara is left on the lid, the makeup can look messy instead of polished. At the very end, I decided to add those NYX Ultimate Brightening Liquid Eyeshadows. I love the shades like this because they also look beautiful on the cheekbones. So that's exactly what we'll do. I apply a small amount and blend it out using my fingertip, keeping everything soft and seamless. For the lips, I use Pupa lip liner in shade 5. If you look for lip liner, I think it's a good one because I think it's fit for everyone. There's also a small sponge there. For the gloss, I randomly picked one and it turned out to be a gloss from Essence. It's actually a nice gloss, but the color leaned a bit too terracotta and coral for me. So I mixed a little bit of the same blush I used earlier into the gloss. That way, I softened the tone and made it more pink, which suits me better. To finish everything off, I apply Milani Baked Blush, Luminiso in shade 05, using light polish motions to bring everything together. And this is the final result. Soft, fresh, and glowing. What do you think? Yes or no? And thank you so much for watching. Stay gorgeous, and I'll see you next time.